In this video, I'm going to show you the variations to the compound interest formula. It's ideal if you are able to manipulate this equation to get these variations. However, it's also fine if you just want to memorize these couple of variations. So we're going to start with the compound interest formula. A equals P outside of 1 plus I over K to the power of KT. The first variation that we'll do is the easiest one, where we're going to rearrange the equation to set P, the principal, as the subject of the equation. When we do that, we're just going to take this whole term here and we're going to divide both sides by that. So that will isolate P on one side, and on the other side it'll give us A over P outside of 1 plus I over K to the power of KT. The next variation that we'll look at will give us a value for the interest rate, lowercase I. This is a slightly more complicated rearrangement in that it has a number, it has a couple more steps, and we're also dealing with a surd here. So to start off, we'll start with our original equation and we'll divide both sides by P. So that will give us A over P is equal to 1 plus I over K to the power of KT. Now we'll take the root of both sides. So that'll be the KTth root of A over P will give us 1 plus I over K. We'll now subtract 1 from both sides. So the KTth root of A over P minus 1 will give us I over K. And finally we'll multiply both sides by K, and that'll give us the KTth root of A over P minus 1, all multiplied by K. I want to show you an example of using this formula, just so that you can see exactly how it needs to be entered into your calculator. Let's say, for example, we want to find what interest rate we would need to invest our money at if we started with let's say $10,000, and we wanted to get a final amount of $15,000, so we wanted to earn $5,000 interest in an investment that was compounded monthly for 5 years. So let's just make a note of each of those values. So we're saying we want a principal amount. I want to start with $10,000. We want to end with $15,000. The interest rate is what we're trying to find out. The rest period, the number of rests per year, I should say. So we said it's compounded monthly. So the number of rests per year is 12. And we said it was an investment for 3 years. Alright, so what we're going to be doing is we'll look at, we'll just use our equation here. So the equation is I equals kth root of a over p minus 1 times k. So we'll substitute our values in. Kt, 12 times 3. The amount, $15,000. The principal, $10,000 minus 1, all multiplied by 12. Now, entering this in the calculator, we need to enter it exactly as it appears on the page here. And this is why having one of these Casio FX82 calculators is really beneficial, because you can enter the equation exactly as it appears here and know that you're going to get the correct answer. So let's give that a go. We want to have, we'll open our brackets. We'll use this shift button to get our surd sign there. We want 12 times 3 up in our surd. We're going to have a fraction inside the surd. That will be 15,000 over 10,000. Notice how I then had to move forwards one space so that the cursor actually comes out from underneath the surd sign. That's really important before I start typing my minus 1. If I hadn't done that, if I'd typed my minus 1 in here, you can see the surd sign just grows to include minus 1. Well, that's not what we want at all. So we want to make that minus 1 go outside of that surd sign before we close off our brackets and then multiply by 12. Press equals and we'll get an interest rate of 0.1359, which of course expressed as a percentage will be 13.59%. So that's how we use our compound interest formula, or a variation of our compound interest formula, to calculate the interest that's required to achieve a certain payout based on the parameters that the question gives you.